Namaste, everyone, and happy eve of Halloween. It's October 30th, and we are in, the energetic of a full moon that's happening tomorrow, October 31st, Halloween. It's a really special day, just because we are having some pretty unique astrological things happening with the full moon tomorrow. First of all, it's Halloween. It's a full moon, and that alone has all kinds of connotations of stories and full moons on Halloween. Although we have not had a full moon on Halloween since 1944. So this has been over 70 years that we have actually had the infamous full moon on Halloween. And not only is it a full moon, but it's also a blue moon. Blue moons actually only happen about every 2 or 2.5 years. A blue moon is when there are 2 full moons in 1 month. So we've already had a full moon in October, and this is the second one. So we actually have some just really fun astrological things to go along with this Halloween harvest full moon in Taurus. And it, like I said, it's blue. So I thought I would put together a practice, a moon salutation practice, and also share that with you, and invite all of you to join me for the first 2 weeks in November. I'm going to be doing 2 weeks in November and 2 weeks in December. I know that the first 2 weeks in November is our opportune time to really engage and commit to a wonderful yoga practice, and also in the first 2 weeks of December as well. Those last 2 weeks of these months, November and December, are just full of so much holiday buzz and family and cooking and gatherings. Although it's very different this year, I realize there still may be small gatherings and families coming together, and just our mind is in a different place. But I just really encourage for ourselves to have an opportunity to prepare our body, our mind, our spirit, and our soul for the ending of this year. It's been a really incredibly tough year, 2020, for all of us, the whole entire planet. And we're getting ready to close it out. We're getting ready to embark upon an election next week. And anxieties are just running really high, and this is a great time for our hearts and our souls and our minds to get grounded and focused, and remember that there is opportunities all around, even in the midst of a massive chaos, to find grounded love, understanding, compassion, and an opportunity to exhale and just pause and get out of the reactive bitterness that's in the world. And yoga is just a great way to do that. So I hope you'll join me and just make a commitment 2-3 days a week for this 2 weeks in November and 2 weeks in December. And go on to my Moxie schedule and just sign up for that class and commit to it. And come with me so that together we can just create a better internal world, so that we can change the landscape of the external world. It works, trust me. So hopefully you'll come along with me. But in the meantime, let's get into this moon salutation. So the moon salutations are different than the sun salutations, whereas the sun salutation works your way up and down the midline and up and down the mat. And in the moon salutation, we're going to move from side to side as we really recreate the phases of the moon. So we're going to go from the waning, the waxing moon to the full moon, and the waning moon to the new moon, and have that beautiful sequence come together in this incredible practice. So we're going to start at one end of the mat, and I'll go ahead and cue. You guys can just replay this and hopefully enjoy this beautiful moon salutation sequence. So starting in Tadasana, getting your feet grounded deeply into the ground and just lifting from the feet, from the pelvis up to the heart space, lifting through to the crown, just finding that nice strong Tadasana. Your gaze is actually just straight ahead, almost as looking at the horizon as the moon is rising. We're going to go ahead and inhale our arms up overhead, looking up to the heavens. Go ahead and bring the hands together, and then we're going to bring the fingers together. Keep those index fingers pointed up. And let's go ahead and move to the right in a nice side angle here. So side stretching to the right. Inhale to the center. And let's go ahead and move crescent moon, side stretch to the left, and back to the center. Let's go ahead and bring our hands behind us, flat hands on the lower part of your back, and just opening up. Bend those knees a bit, bring the chest up to the sky, head comes back, nice full moon here, and come back to the center. We're going to go ahead and step nice and wide into the middle of the mat. Inhale the arms up into star pose here. And then we're going to bend the knees and bring those arms into goddess pose down to 90 degrees. Feet are turned outward. Nice lunge here. Inhale back into the 5-pointed star. And then you're going to exhale the arms out to T. Let's turn that left foot, those toes out in front, arms stay to parallel to the ground. Let's go ahead and take those fingers out, just stretching out over toward your left, and then come on down into Trikonasana here. So we're going to gaze up to your right hand, that back leg, and that hip is turned out and the belly is shined forward. That right shoulder is turned toward the back of the room. Go ahead and bring the right hand down to the side of your left foot. Turn that back foot forward. We're going into Parsvottanasana here. And then exhale as you bring head to knee. Come on down into a high lunge here. Inhale as you lift the chest, gaze forward, drop the right knee. Inhale the arms overhead into Anjaneyasana here, into that nice crescent back bend. Come on back down, and we're going to go into a side lunge here. So all the way over, situating here, prayer pose, hands, and then bring yourself to center. Get your feet turned inward into Parivrtta Parsvottanasana. Forward fold here. Go ahead and press up on the inhale. Bring your heels inward and squat into Malasana. Inhale, arms back down, and go ahead and come back into that very low squatting lunge on the right. Hands to prayer pose. take yourself back into a lunge here. Right knee, lunge that left leg back. Gaze forward, heart open, drop that knee. Inhale, arms overhead, Anjaneyasana into that beautiful crescent moon. And hands come down, press back up into lunge, and press back into Parsvottanasana. Inhale, exhale, your forehead to your knee, drop that left hip. Gaze goes toward those back of your toes. Then take the right hand in front of the right foot and open up those hips and just bring that left arm up to the ceiling into Trikonasana. A triangle pose here. Inhale your arms, keeping your balance up, forward into that five-pointed star. Back into goddess pose, bend those knees, bring those arms into 90 degrees. And then you're going to lift the leg and come to the other side of the mat. Inhale, the arms overhead. Lateral stretch to your right. Inhale to center. Lateral stretch to your left. Inhale to center. Hands come behind the back. Nice full moon back bend here. Slight bend in the knees, looking up toward the ceiling. Support your back with your hands. Inhale back to center. Now we've done a half pose. We're going to move back the other direction. So let's go ahead and take your legs out to a nice five-pointed star here. Squat into goddess pose, arms to 90 degrees. Back into five-pointed star. Arms come down parallel to the ground. Right foot goes forward. We're just going to kick that back heel out. And you're going to reach to the right. Drop that right hand down to the floor. Left hand comes up. Overhead gaze is upward toward that hand. Into Trikonasana here. We're going to come on down into a high lunge. Drop the knee. Inhale, Anjaneyasana into your crescent pose. Exhale, arm comes down. Squat it out in that low lunge. Hands to heart. Come on to center. Bring those toes inward and begin to go into your forward fold. Very low squatting lunge on the left, hands to heart. Turn to your lunge on your left, drop your knee. Bring your arms up overhead, Anjaneyasana. Back on down, up to lunge. Press to Parsvottanasana, head to knee here. Pyramid pose. Left hand comes inside to left foot. Open those hips and draw the hand up to the ceiling. Gaze follows. Press yourself into that five-pointed star. Back into goddess pose, 90 degrees. Back into pointed star. Bring that leg over and down to the side. Lift your hands to the heavens. Gaze comes up. Lateral stretch to the right. Center. Exhale to the left. Center. And hands come into prayer pose. And we will have completed our full Salutation.